let us know if we're not talking enough into it, or if we need to turn it down, or whatever advice you guys can give us on this as we're going, because we can't really determine how we sound right now. We're not able to hear ourselves. So
currently needing a headset, but
we got the mic just to get a little bit more quality audio out there for the people who have said that our audio can be choppy here and there.
But anyways,
piece by piece.
If you don't know who we are the IronLung Pigskinz.
ILP.
We are the ILP. You're not in business. You're not doing business, and you'll never be in business if you're not doing business with the ILP. You know what I'm saying?
If the ILP isn't stamped on it, it's not valid.
It's not valid. It's not up there, man.
It's just not, and that's just how it's always going to be from here on out.
Like, that's the future.
And you guys gonna have to deal with it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it, bro. This backwoods terrible. Like, all backwoods are terrible.
Yeah, fuck the backwoods, bro. We're making our own leaf soon.
Yep, we gotta come out with that.
The ILP leaf.
Yep.
It's gonna come straight from the caves of the ILP land.
Don't know who we are. I am OJ Molina once again. This is my boy Marco Polo. We are two 20-year-olds trying to give knowledge and just trying to give tutorial a little bit to all sports and truly like into fantasy a little bit. But honestly, football, and well, obviously we're gonna talk about some fantasy tonight, but we're gonna recap week one's games. We're gonna dive into some injuries that had happened over the week, and then we'll end it off with our predictions for tomorrow's game. So, what do you got for us, man? Got a little bit of injuries.
Marco Polo coming back at you with the updates. We got some injuries. Well, a lot of injuries, actually, to say. So, a lot of notable injuries as well. You got a lot of offensive players who it seems like have been injured for the most part. But you got a good mixture of some defensive injuries as well, and it's just a lot of significant players. So, just starting off, I'll jump into my Giants and Broncos game. Jerry Jeudy. So
yeah,
he had what looked like to be a really gruesome ankle injury.
It looked way worse than what it actually is, apparently.
Yeah, and it wasn't looking too pretty. He got carted off the field. Everybody was saying that they thought that he just broke his ankle, but luckily it was only a high ankle sprain, and he's gonna be projected to be out for the next few weeks. So Jerry Jeudy will be coming back soon, and I think he'll recover well from it. But it is a big receiver for the Broncos to have down right now. He is their most promising receiver moving forward.
Yeah.
And you got a guy like Courtland Sutton who's still coming back, and they're saying he could be comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. And then Tim Patrick as well. So they got a good receiver core to lean on for now.
Okay. So I think KJ Hamler had a decent game, but Tim Patrick did score. Moving forward without Jeudy, Patrick did have a decent season last year. What do you think? Who do you think is going to be that wide receiver too? Do you think it's going to be solidified Patrick, or do you think it could possibly be KJ Hamler now? Because I'm pretty sure they're both second year. I know KJ Hamler is the second year. I'm not sure about Patrick.
I think it could be Tim Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think Tim Patrick is just. I think he's more ready to take that charge like he's been showing.
Yeah.
He has been taking charge ever since he's had the opportunity to, and I think he's just going to keep pushing forward with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. What other injury we got? I know there's a lot more injuries.
So Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is now out for the year. That's the quarterback for the Washington football team now.
When did that get confirmed? He's not out for the year.
Okay, no, sorry. He's not out for the year, but he's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
And so he's got a hip subluxation. So it doesn't say that it's anything that requires surgery, and they haven't gotten that far yet to determine whether he could possibly be looking at surgery or not. But as of right now, Ryan Fitzpatrick has a pretty serious hip injury. The man is getting pretty old. He's been on a fair share of the teams in the NFL, fairly 1/4 of the NFL now. And maybe we could be seeing the end of his days soon, after having such a serious injury and never having that success he's quite desired. I think I read a stat that he's never won a playoff game.
That's crazy.
or something like that.
That's wild.
So it's kind of concerning. It's like so you can see why a player like it has been around so much.
Yeah.
He's not able to make that push for teams. So another injury we got is the 49ers having a few injuries, actually. So they had two that were pretty notable the other day. Jason Verrett, the cornerback, right after they signed Josh Norman, and then the first game of the season, Jason Verrett tore his ACL. So Jason Verrett was the corner one once
done.
Richard Sherman left.
He's done, bro.
And it's crazy to think that Josh Norman is a corner one again. That's the point that we're at.
Bro. Jason Verrett's career is done. He's had...
You think so?
I don't remember what injury. He had two major injuries on our team, and that's why we didn't re-sign him. And then he went to the 49ers, had a decent year, and then he just now tore his ACL. I want to pull it up because I want to say that it was another ACL injury that he tore his ACL. So I'm not sure if that was the same knee or what. Maybe it was the other knee. But now if it is the other knee, regardless, like that shit's, bro, he's done. He's 29. He'll be 30 next year.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you want to come back and play, then come back and play. But like, bro, both your knees are fucking shot.
Yep.
Along with, there's another injury that he had. So, he was solid on the Chargers. I think he was our 22nd pick in the draft. He was very good that rookie year, you know. But he just didn't pan out, you know. Injuries really plague players in this league, you know. You see major talent, but when it comes down to when you can't play ball because you can't stay healthy, bro, you're not top tier. Like, you just can't be ranked that high.
No, you're right. You're right, yeah. Because you're out so much and you're not healthy enough. So it's like, how are you going to declare somebody top tier like that? And I mean, that's another discussion for people that are starting to say shit like that about Saquon.
Yeah.
You know?
It is true.
We could get into that. But another injury for the 49ers is Raheem Mostert.
Big hit, man.
That's a very big hit. That was supposed to be their running back one going into this year, and I guess he did start the year off as running back one. But he's now having season-ending knee surgery.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be seeing Raheem Mostert for the rest of the year now.
Dude, I knew that shit was going to happen, did I tell you not? You can go back on previous pods. You've seen me say that shit.
Yeah.
I hope it don't happen to Swift because he looked amazing in that game.
He did look great.
I said that shit before, and then it came late in my draft. Whenever I was the 29th when I was drafting, it was like the 13th or 14th round, and it was time where Trey Sermon was on the top of the board over a couple of running backs that were about to go, like Phillip Lindsay and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, I gotta get Sermon because what if Mostert gets injured and then boom, week one, like it's just so surprising, but. I can't forget that the other rookie that they drafted, I think it's
Eli Mitchell.
Eli Mitchell, yeah, he had over 100 yards and a touchdown, so that's pretty solid. So we'll see what happens there, and then also you can't exclude JaMychal Hasty, who's also a pretty solid running back. So it's gonna be interesting. They're definitely gonna fight for who is running back one now.
Yeah,
and there hasn't been enough tape on Sermon for me to be like, yeah, he's going to take that shit. Because Mitchell just showed that he could do it.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's going to be a deep battle for running back.
So it's like, fuck. But I'm in the same situation. It's kind of funny. I'm in that situation with the 49ers, and I'm in that situation with the Ravens. Like, I now have the backup trying to make it on San Fran with Trey Sermon, and then I have the backup trying to make it with Tyson Williams, also having Latavius Murray, so I'm kind of handcuffed with Baltimore, but San Fran's really a throw-up, you know? You don't know who's really going to make that running back one case. But then again, they're both a run-heavy team, so you might see all three of them get used because we saw that shit last year, you know? We saw that shit with Jeff Wilson having breakout games, saw Mostert obviously having games, we saw Tevin Coleman having games, There was just, and then Hasty, to mention being the rookie that year, he had a nice solid game one game. So like, there's just so many running backs.
A deep running back.
Like they just like running the ball too. So it's gonna be interesting.
I feel like they're not like a starting running back type team. Like they're kind of just like, I like to diversify my running backs and utilize all of them.
No doubt. And I feel like Sermon's definitely gonna be that guy. And then if not, I mean, I still have Tyson Williams and Latavius Murray, and then those are my backups. Like I don't really need those guys.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get back into these injuries that you got.
Okay. So another minor injury right now is Jedrick Willis, the second-year offensive tackle for the Browns. He's suffering an ankle injury right now, and it's not too severe. We haven't heard much of it. They did just play the Chiefs. They lost 29-33.
Man, that was such a good fucking game.
That was a great game, and shout out to both the young quarterbacks just battling it out, and then
shout out to Baker being Baker, man.
Baker being Baker.
Yeah.
Just ending the game off with a very questionable throw that I feel like he should not have thrown at the angle that he was.
I didn't even know why he was looking to throw, bro. He should have ran. Like, if you're an elite quarterback at that standpoint, you don't even have to be Lamar, because we saw Mahomes do it that game.
Yeah.
You have to run. You see that wide open ass lane, you run for 4 or 5 yards and try to get out of bounds.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was like, bro, that stalled so much time for that defensive tackle or whoever. I think it was a safety actually, Daniel Sorensen, who got to him. And it's just like, bro, you should have ran. Like you should have slid to the ground. Like you should have not have thrown that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was 2nd and 10 or 1st and 10, bro. Like it wasn't even like.
And he threw it into a double coverage too. Like it was just really weird. He was getting tackled and he was getting pulled back, and then all of a sudden he kind of just slings it up in the air as he's falling back.
They were saying
he's fucking Kyler Murray.
They were saying he was throwing it away. It definitely didn't look like he was throwing it away.
It no goddamn throw away. It was right to the receiver.
Yeah.
Like in the receiver's zone.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna throw it away, you should have thrown it more to the left.
Thanks, bro. Throw it out. Don't throw it to the corner where your corner is in double. Don't throw it to the corner where your receiver's in double coverage.
I just couldn't believe that shit, bro. Like Baker's just still being Baker, man. New fucking commercials coming out, Like, I just don't know anymore. I don't know what the Browns are gonna do. They look great. They should have won that game. They had 3 turnovers in the second half.
Is there? So we got a question. Is that? I can't. Oh,
that's my man,
that's
Coin.
Oh, there we go. What's up, Coin? How you doing? So, is there an uptick in major early? I need glasses. Major early season injuries the past few years, or am I crazy? Yeah. So, the last few years, man, it has been crazy with these early year severe injuries. There was last year where OBJ, like, remember that 1 week, that one set of games where Michael Thomas, I think, got injured. Then OBJ tore his knee, ACL. And then there was like 5 or 6 other torn ACLs that day. Remember we were at Gators?
Yeah.
We were like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like there's been so many. Oh, yeah, my boy Saquon fucking tore his ACL. I was devastated when I read that news. When Saquon tore his ACL, I was like, bro, he's not going to be the same. It's fucked.
He looks good. The snaps that they're giving him, Saquon looks solid. So we're going to definitely dive into that shit a little bit more. But I do agree that the injury spike has increased over the years, but recently, I don't think it's increased that much since like 2015, because we've been seeing this shit for about like 5 to 6 years now, to be honest.
Yo, when we watch this game tomorrow, this Giants and Washington football team game tomorrow night, I'm gonna show you why Jason Garrett can't be our offensive coordinator.
Well, this is the one thing that we're slipping up on a little bit. So I'll be honest. We need to all rewatch the games. We're both gonna rewatch these games before Sunday. So obviously mentioning tomorrow's game, we're obviously gonna watch that. But just recapping every single game, and then we'll also give another recap. I think we should do that because like bro, there's just so much shit we missed. You know, we've also been working, we've been doing other shit outside the pod, and it's just like we need to really just sit down and view every single game because the shit we're gonna say now is not compared to the shit we're gonna say later because we're gonna completely be able to break down all these games. Right, yeah. You know.
But I'm saying, like, tomorrow night, I'm going to show you.
No, for sure. That's what I like about Thursday night games.
At this point, it's like our O-line, I showed you those pressure rates and those numbers. Our O-line
I wrote that down.
Our O-line didn't do bad. Our pass protection on the left side was amazing. The right side of our O-line is weak. And funny, who's on the fucking right side of the O-line? Nate Solder. Nate Solder. Every note that I saw, every person that, like Twitter, fucking Instagram, anybody who had anything to say about notes on our O-line, everybody said we're good in pass protection, we're looking great, like our young pieces are looking like they're doing something, and then they'll all be like, Nate Solder can't play, Nate Solder is bad. It's just always ends with Nate Solder is not, like, he's just the fucking odd man out. I don't like Nate Solder anymore. I really haven't since we signed him.
Like you were saying, Daniel Jones was the least pressured quarterback with 4.5% in week 1. And he was he
didn't throw any interceptions though, and he had he had that rushing touchdown at the end and a passing touchdown. So that's why I think it's.
Did he have a fumble?
I think he might have. Yeah, he had his 40th turnover in 28 games. Fastest quarterback to ever go to 40 turnovers.
So, as a Giants fan, bro, like, yo, what are you expecting out of this guy this year? This is it for you, right?
Well, I've been saying I'm not really sold on him if he doesn't perform this year.
This is it, bro, right? Like,
the only other thing.
What does he need to do?
What he needs to do is, I think, instead of running through Jason Garrett, I think he needs to take charge and make some, like, and start calling some of his own plays, like, for real. Because you see these quarterbacks do this shit. I can tell. You could just tell on the field when you hear certain quarterbacks yelling over TV. See how much Mahomes yells? That motherfucker's calling his own plays. He's making his own adjustments. You see how much Tom Brady yells? You see how he's always looking around and blah, blah, blah. You see Daniel Jones' face. You see his energy. He's not yelling like crazy, or he's not like doesn't look super fucking ready in the face. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to step into like, he needs to realize, like, I'm the New York Football Giants starting quarterback. Like, I have big shoes to fill. I have big fans to please. Like, it's not even about that, but I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of is about the fans.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
But you just, I mean, you need to show some of that promise, and you need to shut the doubters up, the doubters that you've had since you've been in this league because of you being such a high draft pick from a school like Duke, and you should, and this guy should have been drafted before you, and that guy should have been drafted before you. So he just needs to become a leader.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like Jason Garrett at all, and Jason Garrett's not it. He's not a good offensive coordinator for our team. He calls shitty short ass stick routes and slant routes on 3rd and long, and it's like, you can't do that.
I think, honestly, I don't think he could be a quarterback coach, but I don't think that he can't be a different positional coach. I think he needs to actually be a positional coach, like either coach the quarterbacks, coach the receivers, coach the tight ends, or just something like smaller, bro. You're right, like, he just can't do it. He couldn't do it as a head coach for Dallas. I mean, Dallas still can't figure out a fucking head coach, bro.
I could see Jason Garrett being like a D-line coach.
See, like, now you're talking the entire side of the ball, which we don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, how truly good is Jason Garrett with the defense, And then you want to break it down into the line. It's like,
I just don't think he should be in charge of something so vital with any team.
Right.
It's just not, like, I don't know, man. Like, his calls, like, he doesn't. His hot routes are. It seems like his hot routes on his calls are never like deep balls. Like, he's not like he doesn't like to take shots, and that's the huge thing about our offense.
but we're never able to take proper shots. We lost Odell. We couldn't take those shots anymore. We gained Kenny Galladay and Kadarius Toney. Didn't take barely any shots this game. We fucking lost. Our defense was doing okay at the beginning, but, our offense starts to not do shit. It's going to carry over to the momentum of our defense.
Yeah.
And then what really pisses me off is we drafted this Kadarius Toney guy to play him in 5 fucking snaps the whole game. We played him in 5 snaps, and 3 of them were at the end of the game. Like, what's up with that? Like, he's our rookie wide receiver, and he's supposed to be fucking amazing.
Yeah, I think you guys are really lost at running back right now because Saquon's not 100. So you're trying to have Gallman, who was your backup last year, like a player like that with Devontae Booker, fill that hole, and he's just not doing it. Like, he's more of a pass catcher, and that's really what he is. And then you have your rookie. I don't even know if he played. I don't remember his name, but the rookie you guys drafted.
Yeah, he's from Arizona. I forgot his name.
It's something like Gainwell. It's not Gainwell, but it's something like that.
Yeah, it is. I forgot exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's just nobody to really pick up that 500 yards, 400 yards, 300 yards right now. You know what I'm saying? Not in a game, for that backup position.
Yeah.
Because Gallman had over 600 yards when Saquon was out.
I think Booker could get 3 to 500 yards on the season. But,
I don't know. 5 is honestly pushing. I really feel like his floor is around 3. Or, his ceiling's around 3, and I think his floor could honestly be around 2. Because as soon as Saquon's back to full health, bro, they're not going to be using these other guys. I'm telling you, Booker is just not going to be used like that. They might even release Booker. They might use this new rookie. So we'll see, honestly, if this rookie can step up and be that guy that Booker is being right now. Maybe. Because, when Saquon's healthy,
I just don't want them to get too ahead of themselves because we can't afford it at running back.
You're right. And that's what they're doing now, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah.
So I know that for some people, it's a concern right now. If you drafted Saquon like I did, it's like, dude, what's going to happen in the future? So you're going to be able to come back and take this full workhorse load, and I honestly think he will be able to. But don't let him do it right
transition
now.
Right now.
It's just, give him 6 weeks. I'm okay with him having this 50-50 role right now because I have the depth. I drafted that way because I knew I was going to have problems at running back. That's why my depth at running back is so deep.
Yeah.
I knew this shit was going to happen, regardless if it was Saquon, whether it was Montgomery going down for a period of time, whether it was Mike Davis doing something happening with that. So, I didn't want to have that problem. And I wanted to be a running back dominant team based just how my league is.
Yep.
So, and then again, my fucking receivers are fucking stupid too. If McLaurin had a healthy receiver or a healthy quarterback, I'm not taking anything away from Heineke because he did play solid and he did get 4 for 4 with McLaurin. But if McLaurin had Fitzpatrick for the full year, I believe he'd do better than Heineke. Because we saw him last year. We saw him with, 2 other quarterbacks. I don't even know what, Kyle Allen. Who else played for Washington last year at quarterback? There was Heineke, and then I thought there was one more. Some random ass person.
Wasn't Haskins there?
It was Haskins.
Yeah,
it was Haskins. So
they were going back and forth between Haskins and Heineke for a little bit,
and then
Haskins got the backup spot for the Steelers.
Yep. So I think
it's been a tough transition for Haskins, but more.
Still, I have Michael Thomas coming back from PUP. So, honestly, I feel like I do this shit every year, bro. I'm waiting for my team to ramp up. I had Eckler out for the last year. I was waiting for him to ramp up. I got him right back at the right time that I needed him to. Came back in and played amazing for me. I feel like that's just going to happen this year again with Michael Thomas.
I'm hoping so, too, because I drafted him as well. I got a lot of faith in him, and even if he doesn't perform as well as he usually does, or how we all know him to, then I'll be happy if he even performs at 75% of that because of how late we got him. he's a good piece to have.
I agree on that.
I got him as my
the 11th, 12th round.
Yeah, he's my wide receiver 4 on my team, bro. Like I got him after I got DJ Chark and then I got Darnell Mooney as my last receiver. I still got there's so many receivers left in my league too, so I could really make a move if I needed to.
Yeah.
In the 8-man league, AB's still there. Yeah.
I haven't even looked at that league.
Yeah, we're in an 8-man league. If we haven't told any of you guys, we've been in an 8-man league together for a little while now, and probably a week. And there's just so many damn free agents. Like, I picked up Le'Veon Bell, had him for like 4 days, and I was like, I don't even want him. Dropped him, just picked up Tyson Williams, and like I could have started him. And then I was I got Tyson Williams on that team. I mean, I don't even. But then again, I'm not really paying attention to that team. Though you said, and like my boy saying, yeah, I whooped your ass, blah blah. I'm like, yeah, well, I won in my league that I actually care about. And I'm just like, this is like, bro, I didn't even switch my starters at all. And I told him, I was like, I still wouldn't have even won because my team just had a rough week. Like I had Saquon and Eckler both coming back from their fucking injuries. Who else? I forgot to start Godwin. That was one thing I fucked up on. Robert Woods had an okay game, and Justin Jefferson, he wasn't really too much of a presence. So it was really like Adam Thielen and KJ Osborne who got the touchdowns.
Nah, Osborne didn't score, but he was getting the receptions, no doubt.
Oh, Osborne? I thought he scored.
Nah. But you want to... What other injuries we got? I know we got a lot more. I'll be right back. I need a lighter.
All right. So another injury we got is Trent Brown, the O-lineman on the Patriots. He's day-to-day right now with a calf strain. And at first they were a little concerned that it could be something serious, but luckily it is just something minor like a calf strain. And Trent Brown's a huge part of that O-line. They're known for right now, having one of the best O-lines in the league. One of the most consistent O-lines in the league, young, promising pieces, and just proven pieces as well. And Trent Brown is probably one of the more notable guys on the O-line. So I would want to hope that he's going to be back healthy. Oh, jeez. What the fuck? Like, why do I... Like, what's all these little fucking... Like, I just want to talk. Like...
We've been dealing with some sickness these past couple of days.
Sorry, so Trent Brown, Patriots. You don't want to fucking miss him on that O-line. You got a young quarterback, Mac Jones. He's popping, he's thriving, not really. I knew the Dolphins were going to win.
He played the best. You're right, but he played the best. What's it called? He had the best rookie performance, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll get to it. But I mean, I like his performance so far. At least he's had the best performance. I mean, he's had the best opportunity to have a good performance too. I mean, I guess Trevor Lawrence really did, but like Mac Jones was at home. It was New England, like Gillette Stadium, bro. It's a big stadium, and they got they're cheering for you.
Yeah.
And then Trevor Lawrence was facing Houston, and then you had Fields and Lance who were playing a limited role. So it's kind of like...
But they still scored. We're going to see them sooner than later, bro. I don't know why people are saying we ain't going to see them later. Or we are going to see them later. It's like, bro, if you look at the fantasy aspect, I've told you this a couple times already. Andy Dalton had 8 fucking points. Justin Fields had 7, bro. And he played, 3 offensive snaps?
My boy Gatlin's watching us.
I can't believe that, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Gatlin on here, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, you talking shit, man? Because he heard me say the thing about the league. So yeah, he's trying to talk in the chat, but he can't. So yeah, shout out to my boy Gatlin, Steelers fan. He's friends with the commissioner of our 8-man league. Yeah, we should get a little more active just so we can talk about that too. Just a little bit.
I haven't even looked at it.
We don't got to go crazy on it. There's so many people. The thing is, we don't got to look at it because we know we can pick people up if we need to. So it's like,
yeah, but like I literally haven't.
Your league,
I haven't even
your
opened
league's
that.
different. You got to be on that league all the time.
I have to open that shit every day.
Yeah.
Every minute.
Oh yeah, I gotta open my shit every day too because like, these people be making moves.
It's also a money league too.
Yeah, and people be making moves.
Like,
it's
if that 8-man league was a money league, I'd definitely be looking at it way more than I do with my other ones. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's just not a money league, and I don't even know these people that I'm in it with. So like, I really just drafted just to draft. You know, I drafted the people that I thought would be a potential this year. I didn't really put a lot of like security into my picks. So really, that was just a throw up for. I mean, I've never been in an 8-team ever in my life. Like, I'm in a 12-team right now with my league. So
holy shit! Whoa, so much shit happened in my league. Okay, so this guy dropped Mostert, dropped Henry Ruggs, and then another guy dropped Jason Sanders. So Jason Sanders is floating around now. He picked up Elijah Mitchell. It's just Eli.
Oh.
He picked up Eli Mitchell. This guy dropped the Packers defense for the Cardinals defense.
I mean, after that performance.
Yeah, the Cardinals defense is number 1 right now. This guy dropped Ryan Tannehill for Kirk Cousins.
Wow, that's surprising.
So I might be looking into getting Ryan Tannehill as my second quarterback.
Yeah, because you dropped Lawrence, right?
I dropped Lawrence, yes. Somebody picked up Tyler Higbee. That same guy that dropped Jason Sanders picked up Robbie Gould. This guy, that Florida Mullets guy, he's been talking about he needs a running back. He was talking about wanting a running back in the chat, but I don't like anything he has. He just dropped Sony Michel for that tight end from Denver, Albert Okwuegbunam, the long ass name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the guy who caught that touchdown on 4th and 1 on like the 1 yard line.
Then that same Mullets guy dropped Emmanuel Sanders for Laviska Shenault.
He picked up some good people.
Yeah, but I mean, his team just still doesn't fill out strong enough.
Of course not, because he drafted stupid. Taking Brady with the 5th pick in the draft, you're just asking for a fucking failed team.
Yeah, shout out my boy Connor. I'm facing him this week. Kind of scared of his fucking team, I'm not going to lie. He's got a really good team, actually. Now, I was looking at Connor's team again, and I was like, yeah, let me not. Like, Connor actually drafted pretty fucking good. Yeah, he's got his starting lineup, Russell Wilson and Chris Carson against Tennessee. Nick Chubb against Houston. He's going to eat the fuck up. Julio at Seattle. Cooper Kupp at Indianapolis. Travis Kelce, who doesn't even give a fuck who he's facing, at Baltimore. Deontay Johnson versus Las Vegas. And then he's got Greg Zuerlein at kicker and the Bills defense against Miami.
Yeah, that's a solid team.
That's a solid-ass team. And he's still got Boyd and Beckham and Jacobs on the bench. But what I'm not a fan of, and he's got Hurts on the bench too, looking like that's filled out for him. So, also Fournette, though. I just don't know about that.
We'll see what happens because we saw him get to start on that Thursday night game. So, we'll see what happens with the Tampa team moving forward.
Yeah. So.
What other injuries you got? You want to dive into that Dallas injury?
Dallas injury. Oh, yeah. Demarcus Lawrence. So, he's going to be out indefinitely with... what was it? Yeah, well, I'm pulling that up. I'll actually start with a different injury. So we have a few more injuries on the fucking Jets. The Jets just have been getting the short end of the stick when it comes to keeping their players healthy, or especially their defense. It seems like their defense has been getting hit a lot, and it's kind of overwhelming right now to handle, just with already being like the weakest team in the league. So. Right now, the Jets just lost Mekhi Becton, so he is their young offensive lineman, probably the most promising as of right now. And he was drafted last year, the first round?
I think so.
So that was a big draft pick for them. And he dislocated his kneecap. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks now. So he's missing a big chunk of the season. It's a little disappointing because you like to at least see these young teams or these rebuilding teams make effort towards starting to get things going, and then they just get injury riddled. And the Jets are fucked with injuries right now. It's really disappointing to see. Like it makes me disappointed too because I want to see the Jets compete for what they want. Like I want to see them be like a presence, and even they still are, but they're just losing so many key players. Like this next injury, Lamarcus Joyner, he's out for the season now with a torn tricep. The fucking starting safety.
And then not to mention their linebacker we already mentioned a couple pods ago.
Shaq, mate.
No. Shaq Lawson they signed. They traded for. There was a middle linebacker next to C.J. Mosley. I think it was Davis.
Oh, yeah. I forgot his first name. Starts with a J or something, right?
Gerard Davis.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Gerard Davis. All right, so moving on to that Cowboys injury you were saying. I actually forgot. So Demarcus Lawrence is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks with a foot injury, broken foot. So what's kind of concerning to me is I don't really know how he's going to react to this, especially being a defensive end who's relied on so much. Because I remember recently an issue with that for our team being Xavier McKinney coming into the league and as a rookie safety and being really promising coming from Alabama. I was so happy about that pick, and then boom, fucking broke his foot out until like I don't think he came into the league until like week 11 or week 12.
Wow.
And it was kind of just like concerning because that was supposed to be our starting guy. That was supposed to be our new guy who was going to be a part of the defense. And he's getting he's getting double the snaps that Jabril Peppers was getting. Did you see what I sent you? How Jabril Peppers only had 30 snaps and then it was Logan Ryan and Xavier McKinney who each had like 60 or 60 plus. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, yo, Jabril Peppers can be anywhere on the field. Like, why the hell is he getting 30 snaps and you're letting this second-year guy just do all this work who broke his damn foot last year?
Yeah.
So I don't really like how they're doing. I don't really like how they're approaching that. So hopefully we'll get out of that one. But moving on from this Demarcus Lawrence injury, we have a really big injury for the Lions. So as hit and as damaged as their defense already is, just not even being strong either. They lost Jeff Okudah for the season to a torn Achilles. So this past Sunday, the Lions faced the 49ers, and it must have been towards the end of the game or something because
we saw that clip of the coach yelling at him.
So there was a clip of the defensive back coach for the Lions kind of just on a tablet showing Jeff Okudah his mistakes and showing him and like getting loud with him, getting in his face. And you could see the whole video. Like Jeff Okudah was talking back, like he was saying shit to him. And it was kind of just, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of just tough love.
Yeah.
And some players don't really take it as that.
Your coach tell you that shit, bro. Because like you are fucking up. Like you can't really say nothing when you're fucking up, bro. Like what are you gonna say? Like, and I feel like he should have been there, but it's like, nah, bro. You gotta communicate that he should have been there because you're supposed to be that guy for us. You know what I'm saying?
And the other thing too is, I think the way that the coach reacted was because he felt like Okudah wasn't listening. Because you can see how Okudah just kept talking back. Like he probably wasn't really taking, like maybe he's not good at taking constructive criticism. Yeah. In certain ways, you know?
That's the game that I'm going to really, like, I can't wait to rewatch that game because the 49ers blew him out. It was like 34-10, 28-10 or some shit like that, if I'm incorrect. And then all of a sudden at the end of the game, TJ Hawkinson starts getting the ball more. He starts scoring a touchdown. I'm like, holy shit, bro. TJ Hawkinson has like 22 plus fantasy points in my league. And then I'm looking at the score. They only lose by what? They only lost by fucking...
Where's that game at? They only lost by 8.
Like, they almost came back and won, you know, type shit. They almost came back and tied the game and took it to overtime type shit.
Uh-huh.
So, I can't wait to rewatch that game, for sure.
I love rewatching the games. You just learn so much knowledge. You just learn you see so many little tendencies within these players, and it really just gives you more knowledge on them moving forward and how you personally think these teams should be utilizing them and shit like that. So
that's where it's gonna be beneficial. Where we didn't do that last year.
But I wish we had. The only reason is like, do you remember when the red zone was free for a little bit and we were able to watch all the clips of those old games? Like, why the fuck? I wish we could do that instead of having to look them up on YouTube.
They were replaying. I was looking at the Fubo TV that we had. They were replaying some of the games from Sunday, so we might be able to catch some clips from there. But we will definitely. We're gonna have to go on YouTube and look at those videos. But I honestly like watching that a little better.
Yeah.
You know, because it just shows the offensive snaps instead of all the bullshit of in between. Because, you know, there's only true, 5 to 10 minutes of true football time on the field. Even though the game's fucking 60 minutes.
So I was reading this question that coined, but I want to see what you think about it real quick because I'm not completely sure on what he means. So he said, what do you think about the coach and player dynamic in the pros? Do you know what he means exactly? The coach player.
What do you think about the coach player dynamic in the pros? You talking about like a coach becoming, or like a player becoming a coach? Like a coach player? I'm a little confused.
Or like a player acting as in the way of a coach, maybe?
I'm not sure. But
he'll elaborate.
He'll elaborate in a second. Anyways, we got more injuries to list. What else you got for us?
So, man, I hate to even mention it. I'll save that for last. Actually, we got one more injury before I get into your team. So, before we get into the Chargers, we got Marshawn Lattimore of the New Orleans Saints. He is getting surgery on a chipped thumb bone.
Interesting, because you said
right after. So he's going to be week to week. He's not going to really be. Oh, he said relationship. We'll get back into that in a second. So it's considered week to week. He chipped his thumb bone, kind of similar to what Trey Lance chipped his finger bone. So I don't know if Trey Lance may need surgery now that you see a guy like Marshawn Lattimore getting it. But so he right after he got injured, I don't know if it was before or if it was after, but after the injury update came out about Marshawn Lattimore being week to week now, he got a huge extension. And the extension
was like 96.
It was like 90. Sorry, I forgot to write the number down.
It was like 96 or something.
97, close, 97. Yes. So Marshawn Lattimore signed a 5-year extension for $97 million. It's fucking awesome. I'm good. I'm happy for him. I think at this age, he just secured a big bag for himself, and I think it's a fair amount of money moving forward because he's not like fucking. He's locked down. Like he's good. He's really good. He's a top corner. He's a top 10 corner, but he's not on the level of guys like Jair Alexander and Ramsey, you know. And when it comes to like lockdown ass corners or people who are going to make those plays too and really change your defense, I think of guys like Jalen Ramsey, Jair Alexander, Tre'Davious White. Like those are guys that I think of. And I want to say Bradbury, but he's not there yet. So because I feel like he hasn't been doing enough to change our defense's dynamic.
So do you remember how much Harrison Smith and Jamal Adams were getting paid?
Jamal Adams
per year.
Shit, no, I don't.
Because he's almost making $20 million a year.
I think it's a very small difference between the two. I know that. But I think Harrison Smith is making like $6 million less than. So Harrison Smith. There it is. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So 4 years, $64 million, and then Jamal Adams is 4 years, $70 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's
So
pretty significant higher, when you're talking Lattimore for 5-year, 97.
yeah,
That's almost $20 million a year. So they're getting paid what? I don't even know the math in my head.
4 years, $64 million. That's $16 million.
16.
And then 4 years, $70 million. That's roughly
Like 17 and
that's
a half.
almost 8. Yeah, like if something around there.
So yeah, the market's definitely going up. So Lattimore setting the bar almost at $20 million. So you see like Ramsey's contract, like you're saying, or Jair Alexander's contract is probably coming up. So players like that, they're probably going to be reaching for like that 23 to 25 area.
Yeah.
So
since we got a few more viewers now, since we said it earlier, just if we sound okay, let us know real quick if there's any sounds or any problems with the mic. We just picked up this mic today. Yeah, if there's any problems, just let us know. We'll adjust it a little bit. But moving on, I'm just going to finish these last few injuries, and then I want to answer these 2 questions that we have in the comment section. So to finish out the injuries, we got some Chargers players. Unfortunately, have to mention this man's name again. Derwin James just missed practice, toe injury. They think it could be like a sprain or what was it? What did I say earlier? It was like a sore toe. Yep, a sore toe. So hopefully it is just a sore toe, and maybe it's just something that he needs to walk off and just ice or rest for a few days, whatever, and he'll be straight and good to go. And
so is turf toe a possibility? Did they say anything about that?
They didn't mention anything about turf toe yet, but he did miss practice today. Like this Wednesday today, he missed practice. So we'll see what happens with him moving forward. If you guys don't really know his injury history, the last 2 seasons he's been out with a season-ending injury. So he's missed the last 2 seasons, and everybody knows Derwin James as being one of the best safeties, if not maybe when he's healthy, but he's a top 5 safety when he's healthy.
Yeah.
And let's see. He tore his Achilles, right? I'm pretty sure he tore his Achilles, and then what was the other one he fucking did? I don't even remember, but it was. I think they were both on the same leg.
Yeah.
Just different areas, and it's rough. I feel like just moving forward, it makes that whole one leg more of like you're running and you're like, like kind of putting a little more into that leg that's been fucked up, and that's where players start to deteriorate when they get these serious injuries.
Yeah. They just bounce back too quickly. Like for serious injuries like that, bro, you gotta take at least like a year off.
Yeah, we see guys like Wentz going back. I mean, Wentz had a good game. They still lost, but Wentz had a decent game. And it's like, how are you gonna go back to your recovery time was like I think 1 to 4 months, and he came back in like literally a month. Like it was almost a month.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous.
It's kind of like, you gotta watch out with that. You're really gonna, because you could affect your contract. You could affect your whole team that just gave you a second chance after you were so injury riddled in Philadelphia. So, yeah, topic for a different time. Yeah, you see, there's just so much to talk about now.
Right.
It's just like we talk about a few things, and then we have so much else to talk about too.
Right.
So, moving back on to the injuries, we got 2 more injuries on the Chargers. We got Brian Bellaga, one of your O-linemen. So I hit on the O-line right now. He missed practice today with a lingering back injury, and supposedly there's another small groin. Yeah, a small groin injury too. But the back injury has been lingering. So
fuck that guy, man.
He missed practice today. I'm not too sure what's going to be going on with him. There's no other further reports on him. If he's getting better, if he's going to be out for whatever time, there's nothing right now, really.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to monitor that, and maybe we can get a better update on the next pod or see if he plays, whatever. Or it'll be the following Sunday.
Man, I just hate how we draft old players and we expect them to play good and be like not injury riddled. Like we signed
Pick up old players.
Linville Joseph, we signed Brandon Mebane. At the past 2 defensive tackles have been stupid old. Like, bro, just draft a defensive tackle in the middle. I mean, we did, but we drafted him with the 26th pick. I mean, it was terrible. Like, Jerry Tillery has not filled out to be that guy for us.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We need to fill our middle because Bosa just can't. He can't take these double teams no more. Like if he has the one-on-one, bro, it's over.
Yeah.
Like it really is. So they just need to create that one-on-one situations for him. But
I agree with you.
Another hit. Like our team's just injury-riddled, and I knew this shit was gonna happen.
This is what happens with my team too, man. I feel you.
Another Derwin's out again. I hope this isn't something that's out like a week-to-week type of shit. I hope that he's out maybe this week. He rests.
Our teams go through the same struggles. I'm just thinking about it now.
This shit's ridiculous, bro. Like, I really can't believe it.
Only thing you guys got on us now is your quarterback.
Both safeties are out.
We got shitty. Yeah, that's what. No, Nasir Adderley practiced today.
He did?
Yeah, so he's back.
Oh, okay.
He's back. No, he returned that game. He did. So I think he's straight. I think he's been practicing and shit. I didn't really see any report on him, so I think he's straight right now. So you got him. But yeah, Derwin James.
Alohi Gilman, who's from...
Who?
Alohi Gilman. I think he's from Notre Dame. He's a second year. He's supposed to get some snaps coming in. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
And then obviously Asante Samuel Jr. for us.
Yeah.
But didn't you say Chris Harris is dealing with?
Yeah, that's the last injury I was going to mention. So Chris Harris Jr., the veteran who played on the Broncos, I think was he a part of that team that made it and won the bowl?
Damn, I think he was.
I think he won the Super Bowl with Von Miller and with Demarcus Thomas. Was he on that team? Yeah, right? Maybe not.
Man,
I don't know. But, I don't even remember most of the offense back then, honestly. But, yeah, Peyton Manning and shit. So,
I think it was fucking CJ something. At running back, he caught him a bowling ball or something. He went from Denver and then to Carolina, and then I think he retired. I don't even remember the run. Like, there was so many. That team was ridiculous. They had Brock Osweiler, they had Manning, Von Miller, like you said.
Yeah. Brock Osweiler. Huh. All right. Yeah, that's it with the injuries, basically. Chris Harris Jr. should be. He's just got a shoulder injury. There's no really time on him. Well, we'll see what happens with the whole defense. We got some secondary work to do, if anything.
And your sleeper on Asante Samuel Jr., if he can get that rookie start, he might win offensive or not defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I was saying that. That was one of my sleepers for defensive rookie of the year because of his opportunity, especially now.
See what happens.
Right.
Is that all the injuries you got covered? Let's get back to coins.
Yeah, it's all the injuries. So, Coin was saying compared to college and high school,
like the relationships between
the coach and the players.
I definitely feel, in my opinion, for that, like the high school for sure. Like you guys are there on campus, like you're the possibility of one of the coaches being a teacher at the school is pretty high,
Yeah.
So you probably have a really good connection with coaches there, way better than you do compared to the NFL level, because like these guys are grown ass men, they're dealing with their own lives. They probably have kids of their own, they have a completely different life out of the NFL. As you can see with cases like Richard Sherman or cases like Deshaun Watson, not saying he did anything, but just shit like that,
Yeah.
But for sure for high school, bro, I feel like their connection is way higher, just based off of them being more closer. It's like, bro, this is their opportunity. Like they're trying to put their all into that kid because they want him to make it.
Yeah.
So at the level of the NFL or even college, it's just like, bro, I just want you to win. I just want you to win for us, bro.
It is mostly like, you're right. And especially when you get to the pros, it's the highest level of that, because even with a relationship like Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, it's because they're both hungry winners.
Yeah.
It's not even like that's how they became the way they are. It's not even kind of like more of an aspect of being like having that feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
It's just different because like
it is different, yeah.
They're playing for millions of dollars at that point too. So like
Exactly.
you're getting money to win.
But there's some coaches in the NFL that are also kind of like a little more like, I really do love you guys. Like, you know, you guys are my players and you guys have been here with me and like everything, you know, like it's not all about just the losing or winning or like just harping on shit. Like, you really care and give a fuck about your players.
Yeah. I agree on that for sure. Like that high school to college, that high school alone compared to college and NFL is just completely different. And not even NFL, I think any sport.
Yeah.
You know, that high school level is so, I don't know, like they want the same goal for you. Like you haven't made it yet. So it's like you're really trying to reach somewhere that these coaches are wanting you to go at the same, like you're trying to reach the same goal.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So that is that. Do you think Minkah Fitzpatrick will have a dominant year like he had 2 years ago?
Has it really been 2 years already?
Has it been 2? I thought he had a good year last year too.
Yeah.
He had a good year last year, but his dominant year was the year before, right? When he got traded from the Dolphins to the Steelers in the middle of the year.
Well,
big trade.
Honestly, like he's a great safety. Will he have such a great, outstanding standpoint like that? Possibly not. We might not see it with those stats, with the interceptions type of deal, but we might see it with the forced fumbles,
pass deflections.
We might see it with the pass deflections. You know, we might see it with that type of shit. So there's other stats that he might shine in more than he did 2 years ago.
He is the best player in that secondary now.
Bro,
basically.
After the Steelers, this is like it really I needed a week to honestly make my predictions, and we're gonna get into the games that we just had in our predictions moving forward.
Yeah,
and we both didn't really have good records. I mean, at least I went positive. But,
yeah.
Anyways, after the Steelers beat the Bills, bro, it's really like, dude, like I was saying, they're a force, bro. This could be their last dance with Roethlisberger. They added that last piece at linebacker with Joe Schobert. So like, bro, their defense is stupid, you know. Roethlisberger obviously is a great quarterback. He can make those calls like you're saying at the line, where he just reads it, you know, and it's that he's making the call. It's not Mike Tomlin, even though Mike Tomlin or whoever the head coach or the offensive coordinator is for the Steelers. It's just Roethlisberger. You know, he's been in the league for over 15 plus years. He knows it, you know.
Yeah.
But that team is just, you know, great except the offensive line, to be honest. Like, and I think that's really going to be their downfall.
It has deteriorated. It used to be something special too.
Their defense, I don't think it's going to be able to carry them as much as it did last year because the offense won't be able to pick it up as much. But then at the same time, I feel like the defense is going to do more than they did last year. So can Minkah do it? Like, when we get back to that question, can Minkah do it? Oh, yeah, because I think the defense is definitely more ramped up. It's more definitely defense wins this championship.
It's more favorable for him too, in my opinion.
And we mentioned the Broncos
having such a strong front end, and then just leaving some of the dirty work for Minkah, you know, like type shit. Whether even if it's in a blitz package, I feel like he could be nice in blitz packages.
Right. You mentioned that Broncos team with Manning on it. It almost reminds me of the Steelers team now. Maybe not by the standard of the defense, because I definitely feel the Steelers defense is better than that Broncos defense.
Uh-huh.
But I think they're on like the same path. Like this might be if the Steelers can win a chip here, Roethlisberger, I can see him retiring. Like that's it. That was his little walk out into the sunset and he's out, you know.
Yes.
I don't know if that offensive line can truly hold up for the Steelers. They added Trey Turner, who I think they could reform back into a great offensive line piece,
so, like
even though he ranked He ranked one of the worst.
He was last in PPF for right guards, I
right, he
believe,
was last. That's crazy.
which is pretty crazy.
But I think that's going to be their downfall. They need to get Najee Harris the ball more. But then again, when your offensive line isn't creating the holes, how's he going to do that? You know, he's going to have to be a true dominant running back at that point. We're going to truly see his force. You know, is he going to be able to dominate like they expect him to? Is he going to be a guy like Saquon, like Zeke, like those type of guys where he can just take that workload regardless of how the O-line is doing and just being able to get yards?
Yeah.
So I can't even. Those are kind of bad comparisons except for Saquon because Zeke's always had a great offensive line, but like Saquon truly has never had a solid, solidified line for himself. But he's done it. He does it. You know. So can Najee be that guy? We'll see, because they're definitely going to need it if they're going to push on to make that playoff run and go to
They need the run game, yeah. Yeah, the Steelers do need the run game.
Well, you saw it. Buffalo was winning in that game, and then the Steelers got that blocked punt, and then it was over, bro. From there, the Steelers just
that was a big advantage. That touchdown was a very big advantage. So good play too.
Steelers defense is just stupid, bro.
Good play. But
I guess I can really
Steelers
dive
got
into
a
these
break.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell them your record.
Yeah, my record was 8-7, and I bet against my own team. So honestly, my record should be 9-6. If you really think about it, you know, I should have bet with my own team beating the Washington football team, but I didn't. So the Chargers won 20-16 in a game that Ryan Fitzpatrick went down. So they were saying that Ryan Fitzpatrick truly couldn't get anything going, and I could agree on that. McLaurin did not have any catches with Fitzpatrick until that second half when Heineke came in.
Yep.
So it's a little interesting to see what's going to happen because they're playing tomorrow. We're going to dive into Washington a little bit more at the end of this pod, but Fitzpatrick going down is a huge hit. He's not out for the entire year. I think you said it was a 6 to 8 week window. I think they have a bye week 9. So I think he's going to come back after that bye week and play through week 10 through the rest of the season. So we'll see what Heineke can honestly do because he didn't look bad.
Heineke didn't look bad.
He came out the second half, came down the field and scored a touchdown. So I honestly think that, and then he came out not to mention he came out the second half and went 3 for 3 with McLaurin on that first drive.
Yeah,
So,
you're telling me on the touchdown drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty impressive. Yeah,
pretty intriguing to be honest.
I think he was like that last year too, where he targeted McLaurin a lot. So
We'll see what happens,
maybe we could see that being a pretty good connection this year. Could make Heineke a fantasy option for some leagues who don't already have him.
He's already gone in my league.
I figured.
He went for $200 in my league because we have a $500 waiver. So I bet almost half of their waiver on him. That's crazy, right?
That is crazy. But I look at everybody else the rest of the year.
Anyways, we pulled through with a win. The new kicker we got was, can't pronounce his first name, is Tavecchio, his last name. I guess he's supposed to be solid for us. His kicks that I saw were pretty shaky, but then again, we're going to be able to watch these games again, like I said, and fully really dive into these players and see these tendencies, like you're saying, because I definitely need to see that shit because I've already been in trade talks. I could have had Lamar today, and I don't know why I didn't click accept when he sent that to me. I don't know why I screenshotted it and sent it to you instead of clicking accept. But this guy sent me Lamar Jackson and Claypool from Pittsburgh for Teddy Bridgewater and Terry McLaurin. So I don't know, man. I don't know why I didn't accept it. You know?
Lamar's a huge pickup, and Claypool's still a solid receiver to fill in if you're missing McLaurin. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's mostly more towards Johnson and Claypool being big play guys.
Yeah.
And Juju just being that guy who can get them some yards.
It's just weird going down the line of who he's really going to go to. Because you saw Claypool had a 4 touchdown game. So it's like, who's he going to – who's going to stand out? You know? Is Chase Claypool going to be the wide receiver 1? So are they going to be putting the cornerback 1 on him? That's the shit I want to see.
That's what I want to know too.
I want to see if Davius White was covering.
That's another reason why their receiving core is always going to fucking thrive. It's you got a corner 1, even corner 2 on your team. You got 3 people who could be a wide receiver 1 and 1 fucking receiving core.
Right.
Be Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, and Juju.
Right.
So what the hell are you gonna do? You can't if you can't cover all of them. If you don't got enough firepower like that, then you really just gotta figure some shit out. Because someone's gonna be fucking open.
Like I'm trying to think of a scenario. Man. What team? Like the Packers, like we're saying Jair Alexander. There's no true dominant cornerback 2. So whoever Jair Alexander is on, you can't throw to him. But anybody else, you can target him type shit. So it's like with that scenario with whoever they're playing, they have the wide receiver 1 for the Steelers, bro. It's like who are you gonna throw to? You know, who's going to be guarded the most by the cornerback 1? That's the true question.
Yeah. And I think right now it might be Deontay Johnson.
I don't know, man, because you saw at the end of the game, I think Levi Wallace was on Deontay Johnson, and he made that crazy-ass catch.
That was Levi Wallace, huh?
I think it was.
So maybe it's Claypool.
I think it's him or Juju.
So you think? This is what I mean. Because I think it's Claypool or Deontay Johnson.
I just don't think I don't think they're disrespecting Juju that much. I think they give him that respect for being receiver 1, but then at the same time, bro, you gotta guard Claypool. It's like, bro, you gotta put your man on him.
Yeah, you do.
Or you just have to have a tall, like at that point, you might have to make a switch and having a tall safety guard him. But they don't, you know? Like, I'm trying to think of a scenario. Like the Vikings maybe doing that, having Harrison Smith guard him.
And then, because you got these big ass fucking receivers. I mean, sometimes these shorter guys can't keep up. Like it's crazy to me how Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore is considered like this rivalry. Like, yo, like you see how much fucking bigger you are than him? How the hell do you? Like I can see how you're faster than him.
Yeah.
But like, bro, come on, tighten up. You're bigger than him. You can be snagging shit over him.
Yeah.
You got bigger arms. You got longer arms. You are taller. And no fucking reason that he should be doing this shit. You got Tom Brady now. I'm on right here. Figure out the right way to catch it. Don't tell him to adjust his throw.
He said Joe Mixon and Keenan Allen for DeAndre Hopkins and Swift. So you're trading Joe Mixon and Keenan Allen to get DeAndre Hopkins and Swift. I love that. Yeah, I think the only concern is Swift possibly getting injured, but then at the same time, Mixon could get injured. I like my boy Mike Williams. Honestly, you saw that game 1. He stood out. He's on a contract year this year, and I'm honestly expecting him to make some big moves this year. So he had a lot of targets last year, but he didn't have that many receptions. He's never topped over 60 receptions in his career.
Is he getting D Hopkins Swift?
That's what I'm wondering. If he's getting DeAndre Hopkins and Swift, I'd take that trade.
Yes, for sure.
Because Mixon is no doubt going to be that guy.
Swift, look at
Swift's
Swift's first game.
It's a great trade.
Look at Swift's first game.
But then again, Jamal Williams had a great game too.
Yeah, but it's going to be Swift.
Of course. He had the 11 targets, 5 receptions.
And DeAndre Hopkins is
amazing.
He just fucking killed it.
There's no true competition there.
Keenan Allen's great too, but DeAndre Hopkins, he's on a different level.
I agree with that, but at the same time, he doesn't have the competition like Mike Williams is trying to be towards Keenan Allen because Hopkins only has Kirk. I mean, yeah. Rondo Moore really isn't that guy to compete with him yet.
He is.
So, if you're getting DeAndre Hopkins,
I would do that trade.
I would do it, but you just watch for Swift getting injured, but at the same time, you're going to have to watch for the Mixon injury. So,
we'll see. Because Mixon doesn't have as good of an O-line. I mean,
Yeah,
Lions,
that is
yeah.
true too because
Yeah.
the Lions had an upgraded O-line for sure. Frank Ragnow, and then they drafted Penny Sewell,
Yeah.
and then have Taylor Decker at the other side of the tackle. So their O-line is pretty solid. So definitely a better O-line than fucking.
And Swift only had a groin injury.
Bengals.
He only had a
We'll
groin
see.
injury, and groin injuries, I'm not too sure how severe they are, but I know that Joe Mixon fucked up his knee. Didn't he tear his ACL or something?
I don't know, some shit.
He tore his ACL or something like that. He had one of those serious common injuries. And, I mean, that's just more concerning to me. You know,
Yeah.
so, I mean, I don't really know how I feel about Joe Mixon in fantasy right now, just to be safe. So
Yeah,
I
great
like
game.
Swift, though. I do like Swift. I mean, I also just personally have Swift, and I actually benched him this week. It's funny because I started Mike Davis and Miles Sanders instead because I just thought they would be better starts, even though they were facing each other. And then Swift was against the 49ers defense, but I wasn't feeling it. And then he scored a shit ton off the bench. 11 targets, 8 receptions, and he had a touchdown. I forgot how many yards he had, and then he had his few carries for however many yards he had too. Didn't have too many rushing yards.
But Davis and Sanders didn't do bad.
They didn't. They combined for some pretty good points. I still won my league. Kyler Murray is a big part of that. Man,
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
59 points, man. I needed that.
Your league is definitely weird with the points for quarterbacks for sure.
Yeah, I was
Like,
at
compared to
59.
mine.
Yeah.
I don't think Murray had that many. I think he had like 50.
Yeah.
Like 45, 50. Like that's pretty high.
Yeah. I like that trade. Though.
Anyways, next game. Actually, we could just dive into that Cardinals game. They blew the fucking Tennessee out, 38-13 at Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I didn't think of that shit. And it's honestly because, like I was telling you before, we've been doing this shit since last year. I didn't have the time to really think about the games before the game time. You know,
Yeah.
setting aside time like tomorrow or even tonight or later, like it just doesn't. Like we got to get this shit before Sundays, and I just couldn't believe it, bro. Like they just annihilated.
We could do it tomorrow.
And it made sense that they did that because Tennessee's offense was like it was almost like a brand new offense, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like Julio was on there, AJ Brown was there, so like AJ Brown was really the only comfortable piece for him because they lost Jonnu Smith. Anthony Firker was tight end now, even though he was there last year, but it was just like it wasn't the same, you know. I definitely feel like they need another week or maybe 2 weeks after that to truly get in sync with how they use Julio and AJ Brown.
Yeah.
But to get blown out like that at home, bro, that just solidifies me and more in saying of the Cardinals of how hot they could be going into the playoffs, bro. Because I was saying, we said that shit before. You said Kyler Murray's a dark horse to win MVP, and I've said the Cardinals could honestly go to the Super Bowl. So, like,
Yeah.
they're looking like that team for real. If you're blowing out a team like Tennessee going to the playoffs in the past 2 years, they've almost gone to the Super Bowl. You know, beating teams like New England, beating teams like Baltimore. You know, get into that stage of almost getting there, and for them to just kick their ass at home week 1, it's like, damn, watch out for them Cardinals. You know? Watch out for the whole league. To mention the whole NFC West is 4-0. The Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Rams, and the 49ers all won their game. So
Shout out to the NFC West.
And that's the shit we were talking about before. We mentioned that all 4 teams can now make the playoffs in the division. So we can see all 4 of those teams in the playoffs. And that'd be something crazy to see.
We could see that.
You know?
That would be nuts. They would really have to all win most of their games out of the division, though.
Yeah.
For it to happen, because there's going to be losers.
Yeah, for sure. But Jacksonville versus Houston's the next game. We bet on this game. We thought
Jacksonville was taking it.
You thought you win by 10. I thought they'd win by 11. Houston won by 16. So
yeah.
pretty
close.
close.
Was closer.
but I think the projection was like what, a 7-point margin or something like that, 6-point margin for the.
I don't remember.
It was something like that.
I do not.
The point spread wasn't that large, but anyways, I took that dub in that game. Trevor Lawrence struggled, 3 interceptions. He did throw 3 touchdowns.
I dropped him before the game started, and I was like, oh, it's a good thing I fucking dropped him.
Yeah.
And then I was able to pick up a kicker. I was able to pick up Latavius Murray through a different move, and then after that, I got a kicker. And it was Graham Gano, and he shit the bed for me. He only got 1 point, but it's all right. Bounce back season. Still won my week.
Man, Daniel Carlson put on for me. He almost won me that game this week, even though I fucked up. I had 90 points on my bench. That's how much time I didn't put into my fucking team. I can't do that no more. Like, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, we're not doing that no more. From here on out, like, we're really about to hit on the margin because all of the players we talked about, to Brandon Cooks, to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase scoring, to who else were we even naming, bro? Just like the smaller names we were naming, like KJ Osborne, who had a solid game. You know, like for DraftKings, bro, those players are huge. When you put them in when they cost like $3,000 on your point budget, and you get them in at your flex or your wide receiver spot, and they go off from 15 to 20 points. I mean, that just changes your whole odds of actually winning some true money that week. So I really like our odds of moving forward because every time we name these players, we just don't put enough time into looking into it to make these lineups.
Exactly.
We talked about it. We said it before. We talked about making like 6 to 7 lineups. We know it has to be 12 now. Yeah,
we know.
Like it just
we just know what we got to do to be able to cover the spread on what we want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we have to have our what if an injury happens game. We have to have a what if they actually blow them out like the Saints did to the Packers type of game.
Or what if this player does jump? But what we also got to do is we can't just have a full team of people who we think are going to jump. We got to like split it out between, so then that's where it gets to where we got to get like more lineups.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 12, bro, to be honest, to really win some money.
I feel you.
Like, until we're truly at the point of, like, yeah, we got this shit down. But even then, I'd rather still keep making 12 because we're going to make even more money at that point. We'll be like, we'll be at 5th, and then another one will be at, like, 11th, and then another one will be at, like, 25th. Like, we're going to have some shit like that for sure, bro. Can't wait for that.
I know, man. We're gaining knowledge on that
we're definitely
every day.
Getting there. We are right there for sure. Like,
so,
next game. Or do you have something?
No, I wanted to ask something. So, you think Darnell Mooney would be a good start against the Bengals this week?
Bro, my concern, I don't like Mooney right now. When Fields comes in, I'm going to love the fuck out of Mooney. Because right now, bro, Andy Dalton, I don't know what's about to happen in this game.
He had 7 targets for 5 receptions and 26 yards.
If the Bears lose this game, Fields is coming in week 3.
That was against the Rams, too.
He was what?
He had 7 targets for 5 receptions and 26 yards. If he can just get a few more yards. But it was against L.A. Like, he was getting the catches, though.
Yeah.
Against Cincinnati, it might be a different story, and it's in Chicago this time.
We'll see what happens.
I'm going to think about starting him. I just don't know if I'd bench because then we got Ridley at Tampa Bay. Tough game, but supposedly they're
Murphy Bunting out.
Murphy Bunting, yeah. So they're number 32 versus the wide receiver right now.
Yeah, play Ridley. Bro.
Yeah, I might just have to play Ridley, and then Diggs at Miami. I think he's still gonna eat it up. So I think Diggs is a for sure starter every week. Oh, I got it. DeAndre Swift at Green Bay. I was looking at that. That's tough. I'm going to have to think about that.
Yeah, play him.
I got to play him.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
But next game, New York Jets at Carolina. Carolina won 19-14. They were beating them 16-0 most of the game. Zach Wilson was looking terrible with an interception, and I don't know what his percentage was, but it was like 45% passer rate or 45% passing. But at the end of that game, he had 2 touchdowns, and his percentage went up to 54% on the day. So he had 2 touchdowns and an interception. But that's pretty solid for a rookie to really make that transition as a comeback. You know, he almost took his team back to a comeback lead. Like I'm saying, like they were down 16-0. You know, they're the good old Jets. They look like the good old Jets, but
They look like the
were
good
about to
old
make-
fucking shit fests.
They look like they're about to make a jump at the end, you know. But Zach Wilson had 258 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had an interception, but he went 20 for 37. You know,
Yeah.
it's not bad. It could be worse. You know,
Could be way worse. You know, good shit to better Trevor Lawrence.
he threw 2 touchdowns to Corey Davis, so that looks like that's his guy. It doesn't look like he's
I think he likes Corey Davis.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens because, like you said, Mekhi Becton went down, so now the offensive line is not as
A
strong
little
as anymore.
scarred. Yeah,
You know,
so
it definitely was like a B- for me to start the season. Now it's definitely go down to a C+.
yeah,
But
it's
it's
tough.
probably going to keep degrading as the season goes on. So we'll definitely see what happens with that team overall. But that's the good old Jets as of right now. Minnesota versus Cincinnati, which was the surprise for us this week. We both had
Yeah.
Minnesota winning this
I
game.
can't believe Cincinnati pulled out the dub.
We
Actually.
were talking about that shit though. They were playing at home, and you asked me. It was like, bro, it was like probably a week before the game. I think probably a little bit sooner, like that, like 4 or 5 days before the game. You're like, do you think Cincinnati could beat Minnesota at Cincinnati? And then I looked at.
Oh yeah, I was like, you think Cincinnati could win week 1? And you were like, I don't know.
I looked at the depth chart and I saw the offensive line was fully healthy, and I was like, yeah, I think they honestly could. So I don't know why we went with Minnesota. Like, that's the thing. I'm second guessing myself from a week ago.
Yes, I'm second guessing myself too. Yeah, I remember. I literally like remember exactly. We were just chilling, and I said that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right.
That's another one. So you would have been
Good.
8-7, just like me.
Yeah.
But I should have been 9-6. So why the fuck am I betting against my own team?
Yeah. Fair.
But then again, Ryan Fitzpatrick went down, and they probably would have won that game. Honestly, with how it was going during that game, they probably would have won. But Heineke did do pretty solid. Anyways.
Yeah, Heineke's filling in whenever he needs to. He's not the best, but he's better than nothing.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll get a true full look at him year
He's
2.
better than nothing.
We'll see him year 2. D'Angelo
Yeah.
Hall. I was watching. I think it was NFL Access. D'Angelo Hall was saying that he trusts Heineke's passing over Daniel Jones' passing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Prove him wrong, DJ.
we'll see what happens.
God, they've got that 2 touchdowns.
You think?
Yeah.
You think? I think it's gonna be Shepard.
I think Galladay at least gets a
I
touchdown.
think it's either Shepard or
I
Slayton
think
scoring.
Galladay gets a touchdown, and he might not get the second one, but he's going to get an opportunity to get a second one, and it's not going to go through because our offensive coordinator sucks.
So if you say Galladay scores, I'm gonna say it's either gonna be Slayton or Shepard getting that other touchdown. Because I
Daytime,
see one of them scoring. Yeah,
there is Tony on the little out route.
they're just not gonna use him again.
Touchdown.
They're not gonna use him again.
Touchdown.
You know that they're gonna give him 10 snaps this time.
Tony. There is Tony.
They're gonna give him. They're gonna be so hype on him. They're gonna give him the first 5 snaps of the game, and then they're not gonna use him no more until the end.
No. We're preserving you. All of our wide receivers are injured. You need to chill.
Now look, he's gonna go the first drive. They're gonna get him hyped up, and then they're gonna take him out and be like, "Nah, bro, that's it. Sorry."
Yeah. For real.
So, next game we got. We talked about the Arizona game, the 49ers and Lions game. And that's the game I want to rewatch, bro, because they almost came back.
High scoring ass game, man.
Dude, that shit was crazy.
Them betters was pissed.
41-33, man. Jared Goff had 35 fantasy points in my league. He's ranked, what, the 4th quarterback in my league right now in fantasy? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, Jared Goff's the 3rd in my league, I think.
That's the shit we need to really look into.
I looked at that. I was like, what the
I couldn't
fuck,
believe
bro?
that.
Jared Goff's one of the best QBs this year so far.
What happened to San Fran's defense, bro? They beat them, and then they just couldn't hold the lead.
Yeah.
Like, Jamal Williams and Swift went off.
San Fran's defense fucking fell apart. Even though they took the dub, it's just kind of like
Hawkinson
you
went
expect.
off.
They made some good plays too, the 49ers defense, but they started to slip up at the end too. It's kind of you expect more out of such an elite defense with players such as Nick Bosa and players like what was the guy?
Eric Armstead.
Armstead, yeah. Fred Warner. They just
Kinlaw.
Yeah, Javon Kinlaw. They just have such a good front, it seems like, and they have such a
lost
promising
Verrett,
front.
though.
They did lose Verrett. Yeah, their secondary is very damaged now.
So we'll see.
Oh, and Kyle Shanahan added that it is a for sure possible report that he could be getting Sherman back. He said in like a press conference, he's like talking about, we think Jason Verrett tore his ACL. You know, Richard Sherman could be an option.
Really?
Yeah, something like that.
That'd be
I was
interesting
like,
to see, man.
I don't know if he said it simultaneously like that, but he said it sometime around it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting topic to monitor right there.
For sure, man. Next game, I guess, Pittsburgh and Buffalo, 23-16. We talked about them being a defensive team. They just, bro, after that block punt, after that block punt, they just really took over, you know? So,
yeah.
Pittsburgh's looking like that force like I thought they would be. You know, they beat that big team coming out the season. They beat them. They beat them at home. So it's really going to be possibly like they go back on that 11-0 run or that 8-0 or 9-0 run to start the season.
Yeah.
So shout out to Pittsburgh. I hope that's the one team that I honestly don't like, and I would honestly cheer for if they went to the Super Bowl. Just because I like Roethlisberger. And if they actually win, I'd definitely give them that respect of like, damn, y'all actually did it, bro. Like, please give Roethlisberger that chip and let him ride out. You know, like, that's what he wants. But
yeah, good defensive game and good offensive sparks as well. But it just wasn't moving enough on either side of the ball until really like the second half.
Right. But if this is the AFC Championship game again, like Buffalo versus Pittsburgh, I'm definitely cheering for Buffalo. Or whoever else it is, unless it's Kansas City. That's the one team I won't cheer for.
Bro, I would love to see Buffalo in the fucking Super Bowl. That'd be great.
I really
that team in the Super Bowl would be really
fun. I feel like they choked though a little bit. You've seen them. I think it's just Allen like truly getting comfortable playing in the playoffs.
I don't know how Diggs would be in a Super Bowl. I feel like Diggs would slip up a little.
See what happens.
Yeah,
he played through a abdominal tear last year, and then Cole Beasley, he played through a broken leg. So, I mean, it seems like they're ready. He had 2 touchdowns and 300 yards or some shit like that, Diggs. Like, I think he's ready. I think he's really Allen. That's what it comes down to. Because he looks nervous. You've seen points of he just does some stupid-ass shit that he doesn't do through the season.
Yeah.
And it's truly him being nervous and not ready for that moment, I think. But now with him having more playoff knowledge, him just being there these past couple of seasons, I think it's truly helped him. Like, it's just a matter of time before the Bills truly get to the Super Bowl. At least to the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just reached the AFC Championship. Why can't they go to the Super Bowl? You know?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Obviously, they just lost to Pittsburgh, so they're 0-1. But
jeez, come on now.
And Atlanta, that shit was another blowout game.
Couldn't believe that.
Atlanta couldn't fucking score.
I had Atlanta winning that game, and they got blown the fuck out by Philly. 32-6, right?
Yeah.
Like what?
That's crazy.
You're telling me y'all only scored 2 fucking field goals? That's what they got? 2 field goals?
2 field goals, bro.
Bro.
Not even a touchdown on the board.
How does Matt Ryan not get a touchdown with Ridley Pitts and all these goddamn people? Russell Gage,
I don't understand
Mike Davis.
One dude, other running back, Cordarrelle Patterson. Come on. Well, I mean, the Eagles seems like they were pretty surprising. They were one of the more surprising performances this week.
Yeah.
Maybe even the most surprising to some. You know, a lot of people coming into this year were bashing Jalen Hurts a lot and saying that he's not going to be this guy that can lead a franchise such as the Eagles back to its glory or whatever they want to say. And I think Jalen Hurts wanted a little bit of a proving week, like whether it was against the Falcons or whether it was against a team or against the Lions.
Right.
Like, it's just a statement, though, how much you won by how you put on for that game. It's just like, yo, like, I can do this shit. Like, I'm fully capable of doing this shit, and I'm gonna do this shit, and I'm gonna show y'all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree on that. I don't know what the fuck happened with Atlanta's offense, like you said. Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley, Mike Davis, you know, what the fuck happened? But that's another game that we're gonna really watch and be like, dude, how did they not get in there? You know? What truly happened to force them not to score a touchdown? But the next game that we got, Kansas City and Cleveland, which we talked about.
Yeah.
That game was amazing.
It was amazing. And it ended off very well.
Cleveland having 3 turnovers in the second half really just ended it, bro. That's really what it was. You can't have 3 turnovers in the second half.
Him throwing that forced ass pick, and then they just kneeled the ball to get the timeout in Kansas City. So yeah, Kansas City won 33-29 in a nail biter. Wasn't it? It wasn't in overtime. No.
No, it was
no. Okay. So yeah, I mean, they had a chance to take it, and they kind of just, you know, Baker Mayfield just botched it. And then it was a fucked up play by then. It was a no go, whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Cleveland they just want that game, bro. They really want to beat Kansas City. You saw Baker on the field, man, head on the floor, bro, just banging his hands on the floor, bro. And I feel him. You know, you want to beat Kansas City. You want to be at the top. You know, you feel like you got the pieces to be there.
Yeah.
But Tyrann Mathieu was out that game. Odell Beckham was out that game. So I want to see this matchup again. You know, I feel like we saw it last year. There was the biggest controversial play of that game was when, I don't know who dove for the end zone for that touchdown, and then it got a fumble into the end zone for a touchback, and then it was the Chiefs' ball, and that kind of just took all the momentum away in that playoff game. But if there's a rematch in the playoffs between these two teams, bro, I might have to put my money on the Browns. Like, it's really coming down to that point where Myles Garrett wants this shit, bro. Denzel Ward wants this shit. Like, Kareem Hunt wants that shit. Nick Chubb wants that. Like, bro, Baker, just stop with the turnovers, man. Like, bro, you are looking like I just don't like. I want to put him up there and give him a ceiling. And then at the same time, he just fucks it up.
His turnovers are his main issue at this point. Like, he's starting to really get good, like, fluid with his throw, and he's rolling out of the pocket, getting extra yards on the rushing aspect. And I just think, like what you're saying, his
You know who you're starting to remind me of? Tony Romo.
What?
He's been starting to remind me of Tony fucking
In
Romo,
what ways?
bro. In the ways of he has a team that should be able to go. He's the final piece that really needs to lead them. He's taking them there to the playoffs. Now he's going into his next couple of years. So, like, it's just, bro, he doesn't have enough for some reason, you know. Okay. He's pretty mobile. You know, he can move around. He's not going to scramble for forever like Lamar is or Kyler is, but he's not a standstill quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think Romo is a pretty good comparison moving forward. You know, and also to mention he's already on commercials.
But I guess we'll go with it.
And Romo is a fucking announcer, so like I don't know.
Yeah, fucking Romo. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Wow, I told you we're not allowed to do that shit no more, bro.
Why?
If you want to make disses, bro, you make it to that certain player. We can't say that shit no more, bro.
Fuck the Cowboys players.
All right, bro. That's all right. We'll let that slide.
All right. You darn Cowboys players for cowboying it up. All right.
Next game was a very surprising game. New Orleans blowing out Green Bay, and I mentioned it.
38-3. Shout out my man Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't make the prediction.
No touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
I didn't make the prediction for that game, but I did say if New Orleans scores over 30, I'm picking New Orleans. So they did, so I put that down as a win for me.
Okay.
So 38-3 is just ridiculous. I did not expect that. 2 interceptions by Rodgers, no touchdowns, no nothing from the former MVP. Like, that is wow. But then again, I want to look back at that game.
And then they put in Jordan Love eventually, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I want to look back at that 2005 game, the Katrina hurricane that hit New Orleans.
Yeah. Because
they won their week 1 game, and I'm pretty sure they smacked the team that they were playing too. So I feel like it's just like a different energy. Hurricane Ida just hit, and they just wanted to win this shit for New Orleans. So
I feel you on that.
Maybe that's what it is.
It might have been. That's what I was thinking as well. Maybe it's just like that willpower that they got right now, that they're just able to go into extra gear for their city.
Yeah. We'll definitely look at that later. Denver and the Giants. Denver won 27-13. You predicted the Giants to win 27-13, did you not? Or was it 27-14, something like that?
I don't even know. Shit. I think it was something close to that, and it was kind of pissing me off because I was like, wow, really? This is how we're going to end, bro? Like, we're not even going to win the fucking game. We're not even going to be close. It's just another fucked up game.
It was 7-3.
7-3. Turn on the TV, it's 7-20, bro.
I can't wait to rewatch that game because this man had all the time to throw. Right?
Yeah.
He was the least pressured quarterback with 4.5% this in week 1.
Yeah.
He must have, bro, it's got to be him at that point, unless it's the route they're running where you're saying it's curl routes and then they're dead.
Yeah, because like that's what I'm saying. A lot of these routes are just short, shitty routes and fuck it routes just to get a few yards. Like it's never really like shots to where they really could be starting to make a significant drive up the field.
Right.
So it's kind of frustrating to just keep on watching this about Daniel Jones. And it's just a year in, year out thing. And now he's got an O-line that's starting to become decent and a better head coach. One thing I could just say is fuck that offensive coordinator. I think he's sabotaging us.
Dude.
He's going to go back to the Cowboys and tell them everything.
40 turnovers.
Yeah, you got to look at the offensive coordinator after a certain point.
No, man, but 40 turnovers in 3 years? This is 4th year?
40 turnovers.
40 turnovers.
In 28 games.
Come on, bro. That is not the offensive fucking coordinator.
28 games.
That's not the offensive coordinator.
No, you're right.
That's something to look
because
at.
he gets sacked, he has ball security issues.
It's very controversial what's going to happen with the Giants because what if Cam Newton, what if somebody like Sean Watson, what if somebody like that comes to your team?
He's got a trade that he's asking about. Huh.
They're trading kickers?
It just kind of caught my eye.
I don't know, bro. If you're dominant at running backs, like for me, bro, I like having dominant running backs. I like having depth at running back to be able
running
to
back is my favorite position.
So Gordon, for me, I traded away Gordon, and I honestly regretted it after seeing his week 1 performance. But we'll see.
Brandon Cooks, though, I mean, shit.
Cooks definitely had a great game.
He had a great game, and he could be a big presence.
But if you don't have running back depth, I wouldn't do it. But if you do and you're needing a receiver, I think Cooks can play solid. Tyrod Taylor definitely proved he can throw the ball downfield. So we'll see.
For sure.
But
how many games we get?
We'll dive into the Miami versus New England game, ending 17-16.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
Big surprise, man.
I couldn't believe that shit,
Miami
bro.
takes the dub over them, and everybody's happy.
Couldn't believe that shit, man. Like, it really blew my mind.
Our running backs are Kamara, Gibson, Swift, and Gasket. Oh yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, you're set.
You're good. You're good. You can pick up Cooks, I think.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you were able to, you got 3 amazing running backs right there. If you need to pick up anybody else for anything, about bye week or whatever the hell, you can scoop somebody up. Shit, see if Jamal Williams is available.
No, for real. But I can't believe Miami won that game, bro.
Got me wanting to get Jamal Williams. Miami, man.
You said they were gonna win, bro. I just couldn't believe it.
They won, and I just knew it because that defense is very, what's the word? They're very compatible in Miami. Like their defense knows each other and shit, and they have a good secondary. They have two of the highest paid corners in the league, and Xavier Howard is one of the best corners. Byron Jones is still trying to creep his way into that category, but he's just not credible enough yet. And I just feel like that defense could stack up well against a person who hasn't played a single NFL game yet.
Yeah.
Like it's different when you're like a 8th week to 12th week rookie because you're kind of starting to get everything down together,
Right.
Yeah. It's a little tough at the beginning. Takes time.
I think Mac Jones had the best rookie performance out of the week, but he lost. And I think he didn't take the risk. No risk it, no biscuit. And I think he was just a little too, I'd say, conservative.
Yeah.
I just think he was more like, I guess, just conservative. Like another word, I don't know, like just not willing to take that chance, I guess.
Okay.
He didn't throw an interception. I think he had a fumble though towards the end of the game, but I think that he had the best performance out of all the quarterbacks for sure. Zach Wilson did have a great performance towards the end of the game, and Trevor Lawrence just was all over the board. And then we even forgot to mention that was his first loss ever in a regular season.
Yeah. We were talking about that, and I couldn't believe that. And that was including high school, college, and now the NFL. That was his first ever regular season loss. He went undefeated when he played for Clemson, and he went undefeated when he played for his high school, which is wild. Fucking nuts. That's a different type of breed to attain some shit like that,
Yeah. I guess the next game we got Chicago versus at the Rams. And I knew that shit was going to be a blowout game. I said it earlier. Dalton had 8 fantasy points. Fields had 7. It's kind of fucking ridiculous.
And then Stafford in my league had 66.
Whoa. No way.
Tom Brady had like 67.
Whoa.
They'd be scoring those type of points in my league. I mean, think about it. Murray had 59 for me.
Murray should have had more points than both of them.
He had 5 touchdowns, but he had 1 interception, I think. And Brady didn't have an interception. Like, there's certain things that they didn't have that made them a little more like maybe better completion.
See, yeah, because your shit is weird. Your shit is definitely different.
Yeah.
Just an all-out great performance by the Rams, to be honest.
Yeah, they put on. I mean, Stafford is getting warmed up with this offense now, and I think they're going to really do something special with Stafford as their leader.
I mean,
I could see them being in the NFC Championship. I think it could be. I think it's possible.
Third play, he threw a bomb to Van Jefferson, scored a touchdown. You know?
Yeah.
It looked beautiful. Beautiful
Stafford's
spiral.
got that eye. I love his fit with the Rams.
Me too.
Yeah.
Really.
He's got the weapons to succeed.
I don't know, man. I don't know what Chicago's gonna do. You know, David Montgomery looked amazing.
Yeah.
On one hand, though, and I actually benched him. He was part of the 90+ points that were on my bench. But dude, he's no doubt starting from now on. You know, He played at the Rams, which I thought that was like the one team you can't start against, and he had over 20 points. So like, he's definitely starting in every single one of my lineups moving forward from now.
For sure.
I don't know what they're going to do, and I have no faith in Chicago until Fields comes in. And I don't think that's very long. I think if they lose against Cincinnati...
I'm hoping he comes in soon, man. I'm a huge fan of Fields. I like his game.
Dude, if they lose against Cincinnati, they have to play him. They got to, bro. You're not going to open up the season going 0-2.
Yeah.
Especially of how well or how bad he performs this next game. If Dalton performs like shit versus Cincinnati, he's out. Like, there's no doubt that Fields is definitely going to come in, or they're just going to use him more. You know, we saw Trey Lance and Justin Fields both score touchdowns. So I only think that's going to be going up more. And I don't know why people don't think that. Like, they're just not going to use them anymore. Like, there's something that they don't want. That they're not the future or anything like that. Like, what?
You know.
Like, Dalton's the future. Dalton's going to win them the Super Bowl.
Fuck no.
Fuck yeah, man. Garoppolo,
especially not at this age.
Garoppolo's going to go right back to the Super Bowl with that team and win. Yep, he's not going to choke again like he did in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they got us in the Super Bowl.
Nah, bro. Garoppolo all the way, man. Both of them. They're going to be fucking MVP candidates. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fuck both of them, bro. I really want my boys in, man. I can't wait to start both of them. When I can have Lance and Fields in at the end of the season with starting, bro. Oh my goodness.
MVP candidates. Once they're both kicked into full gear and you really start like being able to utilize them correctly in your fantasy league, then you're gonna start killing shit, I think.
Yeah, because my floor right now is like 180, but I showed you I can score 220.
Yeah.
So if I can score 220 to 230, I'm gonna win. So right now
it's hard to break that.
It is, no doubt. But I did it. Even with Lance having 6 and Fields having 7, because I played a 2 QB starting in mine. So Teddy Bridgewater had 25 points. It's pretty solid. And then, like I said, Lance had 6 with the passing touchdowns. Our passing touchdowns are only worth 5 points.
Yeah.
But still, like I'm not worried about that right now. I honestly think I can still win this week without them. You know, you give me a touchdown. That's all I need from you.
Yeah.
Give me 6 to 7 points. You're giving me a shot to win this week. Because I almost won last week, and I should have won. Like I'm saying, like Lance had 6. I should have still won against the guy that I played. I lost by 6. I had Montgomery on the bench with 20, and I played Saquon who had 5. There's my points right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because I started Barkley in my other league, and he kind of just shit the bed right now because he's still coming back from.
I can't start him until they give him that full 100% go.
Yeah. So
I should have realized that, and I didn't put enough time into it. And that's the shit where I'm not. That's just not gonna happen no more.
But they said that about DeAndre Swift, and look how he did.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I wanted to play him, because they always say that about players. They're gonna be on a limited role, and then you look at McCaffrey, like we're saying last year. He was supposed to be in that limited role that game, and he went off that game, and then we didn't see him the rest of the year again. So we'll see what happens. I'm okay with sitting him because, like I said, I do have Montgomery. Mike Davis is playing Tampa, which I don't think I'm going to be able to play him this week.
That's what I was just saying. Like, that's a tough matchup, really, because we know that they're all one of the top run defenses.
No doubt. They're just going to be all over. I don't think I should play Mike Davis. I think I'm going to end up playing Chase Edmonds. I'm going to end up playing Montgomery. I'm probably going to end up playing Latavius Murray against the Chiefs. Either that or I'll only run the 2 running backs, and I'll have either Christian Kirk in or Mike Williams in, or I'll figure it out from there. I don't know if I should play McLaurin tomorrow. And that's the shit we're going to dive into because
because he's got 2 tough corners to go against, and it's going to be mainly just him that they're focusing on because they know that Curtis Samuel's unhealthy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something that we're going to have to look into with the feedback's loud.
So the last game that happened, Monday night game, Baltimore versus Las Vegas Raiders. And that game went into overtime with under 2 minutes left in it. That game was so fucking wild. I thought the game ended with 6 minutes left in it. I turned it off because I thought Brian Edwards scored a touchdown. He caught the ball, fell, and then got back up, and I thought he scored. And then actually my phone died, so I was watching it on my phone. And then I go to turn back on my phone, and I see my defense is getting points because I had the Oakland Raiders defense and Daniel Carlson playing, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And I flip it back on. And Baltimore's got the ball going the other way. And I'm like, yo, what just happened? And then I'm literally watching, like, 2 plays later, they sack Lamar and they get the forced fumble on Lamar. And then I get, like, a 5.5-point bonus. And I'm literally down 6. And I'm like, bro, if he kicks a 60-yard field goal, bro, that's a fucking tie game. Like, I'm literally, like, I just came back from being down, like, 18-19 to start the game. So, it was just a crazy ass game. And
did they kick the field goal?
No, they actually came down to it. They were expecting. There was a whole bunch of bullshit that happened at the end of the game. So they ran the ball after they got the turnover. They got a little bit closer to field goal range. They were going to kick a field goal, which was about like 45 yards. Then they had a delay of game, which put them back at the 50. So then they took the offense back onto the field. They lined up in like a bunch formation to the left. Yeah. And then I don't remember who it was. He just booked it up straight up the middle, and they weren't expecting it. Marlon Humphrey was playing press coverage, and he just burned by Humphrey. And they hiked the ball, and he just straight lobbed it as high as he could, and he just went and caught it.
Damn, boy.
Yeah.
And you don't know who it was? He said it was a receiver on the.
I don't think it was Edwards. It wasn't Ruggs.
Okay.
It was Zay Jones. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Zay Jones scored.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah.
All right.
So, those are the games, and I'm pretty pissed on my predictions, bro. Like
I am too. Yeah, we're gonna get better at that shit. Like, I thought I had some good predictions. I'm pretty annoyed about it too.
I should be 9-6 minimum right now. Like that's the thing that's annoying me. Like I bet against my own team. That's how I know I didn't look into this shit enough. Like, bro, really?
Yeah. You want to do a quick prediction for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I guess we can dive into that shit. What we got for tomorrow? Giants at Washington. Giants have won 4 straight games against Washington.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. They played Heineke last year. So
yeah, they did. We're undefeated against the Washington football team. Washington football team has never beat the Giants. The football team.
You're right. You're right.
Yep, the football team. The Redskins have, but not the football team. I saw that statistic. I was like, yeah, fuck the football team. So
who's gonna be the X factor for the Giants? I mean, it's seeming like it's gonna have to be Daniel Jones.
It's gonna be Daniel Jones utilizing Galladay because they have small corners, and they have not too experienced corners or old corners on the Washington team. So Galladay gonna fucking right over him, truck the motherfucker, and get into the end zone.
That's why I think Slayton can score too.
And I think Slayton can as well, and I think Shepard can as well. I even think Kadarius Toney could, but they're not going to because we just don't score more than 20 points.
That's why I've been building on defense so much, bro.
Like, motherfucker can't score, bro. I ain't paying a quarterback. Let's just pay the defense.
Yo, for real. Like at that point, that's really what it's
I ain't
about.
paying no snobby nose motherfucker to come here. I told y'all I should have drafted Pat Mahomes.
Man, I don't know what y'all are gonna do at quarterback.
Ooh,
I think Heineke. I think this game's really a toss-up, bro. They're at home. You are playing at Washington.
Yeah.
You are 4 straight games. You've won 4 straight games against them, but it's like, bro, Washington's defense has been building. They're at home, and Heineke looked pretty solid against the Chargers, and he played in that second half.
Okay.
McLaurin had 29 points the last time he played the Giants last year. That was at home. So the game that they played at the Giants, I think he only had like 12 points. So I wonder what's really like you said, they now have 2 corners who's gonna be on. They're gonna be mainly focused on McLaurin.
Yeah.
So who's gonna be that guy that stands out? You know, you saw Heineke throw that touchdown to Logan Thomas on the opening drive of the second half. So is Thomas gonna be the target? So we'll see what happens.
He could still be a target. I think he's gonna be a bigger target. I think Heineke just knows who he's got to pass to.
Yeah, I feel that. De'Ami Brown played almost 100% of the snaps. We were talking about the rookie who might come in and be that guy, and they were saying the reports, he definitely looks like the wide receiver 2 for this team. So he might be a fantasy guy to play for tomorrow.
Wide receiver 2, he's getting jumped up that quick.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, bro. I'm really intrigued to see what's gonna happen with this game tomorrow, and I honestly think it decides a lot for the Giants moving forward. Bro, if you guys go 0-2, it's gonna be difficult for you guys to make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because we're starting off the season on a page like that is very concerning too. Because I really thought we were gonna win this first game, and then now we're going into Washington, and it's like, fuck. Like I know we haven't lost to them yet, but it's different this year. It's different this year. We're gonna be in Washington. It's very nerve-wracking, but it's also very exciting. I'm going to love the atmosphere.
This is really going to hurt because if you guys, regardless of who goes 0-2, if Washington goes 0-2, now you're talking Heineke like, bro, you got to win next game, or we're now 0-3.
Yeah.
And then regardless of Fitzpatrick coming back, you might as well sit out the rest of the year because we want a good draft pick. You know, if we're coming around and you're almost in the team and we're 0-5 or 2-6, you know, I don't know if I want you in the game anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll see what happens. Like tomorrow's game is definitely going to decide the NFC East race for at least the first half of the season.
Yeah.
You know, the second half always in the NFC East is fucking ridiculous. You always think that a team's going to win out and then they fucking lose like 5 out of 7 games at the end of the year. And you're like, damn, what the fuck just happened to this team? That shit always happens in the NFC East, it seems like. So, I don't know.
Fucking hate the NFC East.
What are your predictions? You think, obviously, you think the Giants are going to pull this shit out?
I want to say I think they are, but I think I'd give it to Washington as much as...
You think the X factor is Gibson?
Gibson, maybe. I think just the run game in general, possibly, if not just Gibson. You know, I want to say the Giants, actually.
You gotta say your Giants, bro.
I want to say the Giants.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say the Giants by 4 points. By 3 to 4 points. And I just think that they're going to be able to pull it off. We're not at a level to where we can start blowing teams out at all yet. I don't even remember the last time we have. So we're going to hopefully just go into this game feeling really aggressive, and the defense is going to show what we do. Their defense might show what they do. But hopefully we can just one-up the Washington's work ethic for winning this game.
Okay.
So, yeah, I got the Giants.
definitely be a big win. They go back to 1-1, give y'all some confidence going into week 3. I definitely see them getting like that 75 to 80% workload for Saquon coming into week 3, week 4.
Yeah.
I'm hoping maybe even not, if they're smart, but that's just probably what they're going to do, Overall, bro, this is a huge game. Like we're saying, bro, this is going to decide the first half of the NFC East for the first half of the season.
Yeah.
If the Eagles go out and go 2-0, now you're fucking 2 games behind. And then Dallas, to mention, is 0-1, but you're not going to be able to catch Philly with 2 up,
Yeah.
Not right away, at least. That's what I'm saying. Like that first half, you're going to be behind. So Dallas is losing pieces. They're going to go play the Chargers at the Chargers. That's going to be an interesting game. We're having pieces missed. Zach Martin. Who else was missing on that left tackle piece? Tyron Smith, I think. Someone like that.
Tyron Smith.
Some left tackle that they have, and then the right guard is also out. So like they're missing pieces. So Chargers could definitely win that game at home. Go up 2-0. They have a history of beating the Cowboys. I'm pretty sure the last matchup was Thanksgiving. I think 4 years ago, when they blew them out. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams had pretty solid games. So I'm looking to play Mike Williams this week against the Cowboys, but we'll see what happens as I do further analysis. But it's going to be really hard for you guys to come back if you go down 0-2.
Yeah. I know.
They're both thinking that.
We're going to have a really good schedule moving forward, and hopefully we got 2 good head coaches clashing with each other this year, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You want to move to the play of the week for their touchdown and then the defensive play?
Yeah.
All right. So, as I told you, we were starting to try to implement some segments. This is not really just this is just a little something. We'll probably eventually rephrase it or rename it, or like get a unique name for all these segments. But today we just have touchdown of the week and defensive play of the week for what we each think would be it. So my touchdown of the week, and eventually we'll get clips too, but my touchdown of the week would be Russell Wilson airing it out to Tyler Lockett for 23 yards. And it was a touchdown that dropped right into his hands in the end zone. Kind of threw it overhead. So Tyler Lockett started off on like in between like slot and wide out on the right side. He scooped into the left, beat his man, and then kept running and then outran the back safety. And then he was just in the end of the end zone, kind of just looking over like that. And then like he fell over. He like basically fell back as he was catching it over his head.
Yeah.
So it was really a beautiful pass. It was a beautiful catch.
So that's your catch.
That's my catch of the week, yeah.
See, I broke it down to catch.
That's my touchdown of the week.
I broke it down to catch and touchdown of the week.
So you have 2.
So the catch has to be Deontay Johnson, we mentioned earlier, over Levi Wallace. That was a huge play at the end of the game where it tipped off. It looked like it tipped off of his helmet or his hand off of Wallace's hand, and then he just regathered it at the back of the end zone just to keep his feet in, bro. That was just a crazy ass catch.
That's a touchdown from it. That was crazy.
So that would be my catch. But the crazy touchdown has to be Deebo Samuel when he just outbeat that corner.
Really?
I'm not even sure who it was, but I can't wait to watch that shit. He just caught it over the top, stopped, and then just used his speed to just pick back up, juke, and then just keep going for another 30 to 40 yards. So like that play was just so impressive to me.
Surprised you. Never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. Let's keep moving forward.
Jarvis Landry had a nice touchdown. It was like a jet sweep where he double spinned into the end zone. And Bridgewater's touchdown to that tight end that we mentioned earlier in your league, that tight end that guy picked up on Denver. 4th and 1.
I don't even know how to pronounce his name at all.
Yeah, me either. some play action. He kind of stepped out of it. He did like a little step back, and then he threw it to the sideline, and then the tight end caught it and dove for the pylon. He scored.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty nice play too. But I just got to go with Debo for my best play of the game for sure. Best touchdown of the game.
Hell yeah. I fuck with Debo's touchdown. I'm surprised he didn't pick D-Hop's touchdown, to be honest.
DeAndre Hopkins' touchdown was most definitely nice too, but I just like Debo Simmons' touchdown. You know that?
Yeah, that
ability to
speed
get there.
was unreal. Yeah, the way that he got there. But you saw Hopkins do that with his second touchdown. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's basically our respective touchdowns of the week. You want to move on to a defensive play of the week?
Yeah.
All right. So I have Jared Goff throwing a pick six. Yeah. So Jared Goff threw a pick six on 3rd and 8, I believe. Yes. So 3rd and 8, and he threw it right to Dre Greenlaw, who is a middle linebacker. Is he a middle linebacker? Dre Greenlaw? Yeah, so he's a middle linebacker, and he got a 39-yard pick six.
Wow.
So pretty fucking awesome. That was my play of the defensive play of the week. I just like the way that he was able to. He outran everybody so quick. Like right when he caught that ball, he just out to the sideline, outran everybody that was ahead of him. And this was able to get into the end zone, and it was really impressive to see actually from a linebacker.
Yeah.
So, I was pretty shocked about that coming from Dre Greenlaw to get the pick six. So, that was definitely my defensive play of the week. I'm a big fan of that one.
Okay. I gotta say the Pittsburgh block.
Block punt touchdown.
Yeah.
Or block extra
that
point
changed
touchdown.
the whole game.
I think it did. Sounds like it did too because of how close the score was, and then also how the rest of the game just played out. Like y'all probably would have ended up going to overtime or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, these games are getting close. These games are getting interesting. I'm glad the season's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess just go ahead and wrap it up here if you want to. We'll do a couple shout outs here. We got our shit coming up soon. We just got the mic in.
Quick, actually.
Huh?
Real quick. Just a quick update, like a little trade rumor since we've been talking about him a lot. Todd Gurley is in some rumors with the Seahawks and the 49ers right now, as of yesterday.
Damn it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with the 49ers.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. So two running back groups and then Rashad Penny being out for
he did
time,
go down, so that might be that fill that they need for them.
We'll see about that. Well, yeah. All right. So just a quick update. That's it. So back to the shout outs. We did just get a new mic, as LJ was saying. Sorry, we're a little tired. Had a long day.
Just been on the catch up. We've been a little sick too.
Yeah. So got the mic today. It's a Yeti mic. You know, it's good for streaming and podcasting. We're going to be streaming Madden. Honestly, we're just going to test out the webcam, make sure we can get a nice little setup, and then we'll start streaming as soon as we get our Netgear system.
Yeah.
And that's coming in the mail, so we'll be here. We'll be streaming soon.
Yep.
You'll see us on Madden. We'll probably eventually get the new 2K. And then here and there, might even play a little story mode game, something just entertaining to hear commentation on as we go.
Yeah.
So,
shout out to VLP.
Shout out to VLP.
We got the VLP app coming out. We got it out on Samsung and Android. Coming out to iPhone soon. So
hell yeah.
Look up the VLP app on the Play Store.
Yep. Shout out to app, and then shout out Sage for always being there. He's not here tonight, but
some family issues going down. Prayers out for my man Sage.
Good spirits and everything. Shout out
to Dan. Shout out my dog, holding it down over there wherever he is.
Yeah, always holding it down.
Appreciate you for that.
Real class dude.
But I guess we'll wrap it up here, man.
Yeah. This was the ILP. Thank you for joining us again tonight. I'm not too sure if we were on the radio. I don't think we're on the radio.
Nah,
We're gonna have to.
he's gonna upload that video to the radio. So
There
shout
you
out
go.
to people on terrestrial radio. Shout out to people on Craps.
Yeah.
Just appreciate all the listeners, man, and appreciate all the feedback from. This is my man Ricardo.
Yeah.
We have Ryan Hayes, and then of course
Our
Coin.
boy Gatlin too.
You know, Gat was in there, so that's what's up, bro.
Thank
I
y'all for
appreciate
showing
all the
love in the
love,
comments, man.
and we'll see y'all Saturday at 7:30. We're
Yeah.
gonna have a whole bunch of updates for you guys by then, and we'll have our predictions for Sunday's games.
Yes, we
So,
will.
Appreciate y'all, and IronLung Pigskinz out.
We are out. Have a good night.